Each year, the possibility of a government shutdown looms large, as legislation must be passed in order to fund the government's operations. This year is no different, with both parties determined to make their respective agendas happen. No one knows for sure if the government will be funded. If negotiations between the two parties reach an impasse, a government shutdown looms nearer and nearer. A government shutdown means that non-essential services will be suspended until an agreement is reached. Government employees will not be guaranteed their pay, military personnel will remain on duty but be unpaid, and national parks and museums will be closed until further notice. In the history of government shutdowns, there is no clear indicator as to whether or not the government will shut down. Even if it seems like negotiations have reached a stalemate, consensus can still be reached before a shutdown has to occur. However, if talks break down and a shutdown becomes inevitable, it is anyone's guess as to how long it will last. In the past, some shutdowns have lasted for days, while others have lasted for months. It is impossible to predict how long any potential government shutdown would last. It is also uncertain how a prolonged shutdown would affect the nation. With more essential services taken away from the public, the economic and social effects of a government shutdown could be huge. On that note, a possible loss of confidence in the government could also cause serious damage. These uncertainties make it even more imperative that a resolution is agreed upon before a shutdown has to happen. Although both sides may have strong opinions, they must also accept some compromise in order to keep the government running. Despite the contentious negotiations, there is still a chance that the shutdown could be avoided. With the right concessions from both sides, the national budget can be passed and a government shutdown could be avoided. However, if agreement cannot be found, then the nation will be forced to enter a government shutdown. Should this happen, it is hard to gauge how long it will last, or what the effects of it will be. In order to bring an end to the potential shutdown as soon as possible, both parties need to take all concerns into consideration and come to a consensus. Allowing for negotiations to run their course is important, as coming to an agreement is better than a shutdown. Even if one party appears to be having more influence than the other, everyone needs to remember that reaching an agreement is necessary. Otherwise, a shutdown could be in the nation's imminent future. No matter what happens in the next few days, it is important to remember that the government shutdown can still be avoided. To achieve this goal, a compromise between both sides must be found and held firmly.